Hey folks, welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to tell you the story about the time that I agreed to do an intro for a German death metal band. If you're new here, I should probably explain. I'm just an American that moved to Germany a long time ago. I babble about that and a lot of other things here on my channel. I try to sort them out by playlists, so if you're curious, check them out and consider joining us. Also, a big welcome back to all returning viewers and subscribers. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I have done a variety of jobs in my time, both on this planet, but also my time in Germany. I had to get creative about finding jobs sometimes. And this story took place somewhere around 2008, maybe 2009. This also would have been around the time that I was going through a divorce and stuck in the south of Germany trying to get out. But also, I was employed. I was working at a hip-hop Übergroßen shop. Let me explain. Back in the early 2000s, when I moved to Germany, I found out right away it was tricky to find employment. At first, because I didn't speak the language very well in the beginning, and I was not educated in this system. I held no degrees from anywhere, as a matter of fact. And that definitely works against you when looking for work in Germany as a foreigner. But eventually, my German got better, and I honestly was eager to get back into sales. I had done sales for years before I even moved to Germany. And as luck would have it, through mutual friends, I met a gentleman who owned a shop that was a so-called hip-hop and Übergroßen shop. What it was a shop that specialized in selling things geared towards people interested in the hip-hop scene. So it carried brand names like Woo-Wear and Rockaware, Karl Kani, but also offered a variety of bling, bandanas, grills, new era caps, and so on. But not just that. This shop also offered clothes for, let's say, big and tall men. Übergroßen. And it was just my luck when I met this guy that he was looking for another salesperson, and he was really eager to have somebody whose English was really good because he generally sold to a lot of the American soldiers when they were around. As I film this video, I am something like 20-some years in Germany, and I gotta tell you, still to this date, I think about my coworkers that I had at that job. I had a lot of fun with the people I worked with at that job. The two main people I worked with at that job, Jenny and Rob, those two left me with some of the best memories I'll ever have of living in Franken. And those two, they weren't just coworkers, they were real friends, and they were a real support system for me, for example, when I went through my divorce. Now, this shop, when you walked into it, quite often we had hip-hop, rap music, even R&B music blasting. And it was not uncommon for us to be singing or dancing along, as well as some of our customers. Sometimes we had a little fun in that shop. And well, Jenny and Rob, they sort of, I would say, they specialized more in the hip-hop section of this shop. First off and foremost, they knew these customers. Jenny and Rob were personal friends with some of them, went to the same clubs as them, listened to a lot of the same music, and had a lot of the same interests. At the same time, it should be noted that some of these oversized, big and tall customers, if you will, they were not interested at all in the hip-hop side of the store, and I'd even say some of them were quite annoyed by the rap music blasting. And seeing as Jenny and Rob had pretty much mastered the whole hip-hop side of things, you could say that quite a few of the Übergroßen, the big and tall, the big boy customers, if you will, well, they became my folk. You see, number one, I'm a salesperson, first off and foremost. Honestly, I don't care about the product. I'm going to do my job, and I can sell anything because I'm a salesperson. But also, my dad was what you would call big and tall, and I used to have to go with him when I was a little girl to some big and tall shops. And I know how frustrating it can be for big and tall guys when they can't find something wide enough or long enough to fit them. So, heck yeah, I was ready to help these big guys out. I like big guys. And I had a variety of customers in the oversized section, an interesting mix of human beings, which I adore. And one of these particular customers, big guy, tattoos, would come in time to time with his wife and his baby, and they were always just generally nice folks and fun to have as customers. So one day, as I'm trying to help this gentleman find pants again, he mentions to me that he makes music. He tells me it's German death metal. He explains to me he's got this song, it's all written out, and that he envisions in the beginning an intro, if you will, but in English. We always spoke in German. We were speaking in German the whole time. He mentions his wife attempted to do the monologue, the intro, but he said unfortunately you could still hear her German accent come through on some words no matter what she did, and that wasn't quite what he had envisioned when he wrote the song. I get that on so many levels. Number one, I'm an American living in Germany, and I can't get rid of this damn accent, and I know it's thick, and I try sometimes, but it just won't go away. Number two, I'm also an artist. I like to paint, and I'm never quite happy. I'm kind of nitpicky about what I'm doing and critical of it, and want it to be just as I envision. But also, I know quite a few musicians, and I get it. And so he asked me, would I possibly consider doing the monologue, doing the intro for this CD he's working on? Because I speak English. Honestly, at that moment, I was both flattered, but then also thinking, this guy is incredibly misled. Have you heard my voice? Not 100% sure of what he's really looking for, I immediately offer up, I cannot sing. Like mirrors will break if I attempt to sing. He assures me it's a very simple monologue in English. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'll try. I'll do this. So we exchanged numbers and we made plans. And I remember getting in my tiny little Volkswagen. I had a VW Lupo, neon green. I loved that thing. I remember getting in it and heading over to the village that this guy lived in. I came in and we got into the little studio that they had created. Went through the monologue, what he was looking for, what it was supposed to sound like. He told me that this was a nun speaking. And looking back, I realize now, listening to this again so many years later, I don't know why I didn't correct him. I hear in the monologue I say a monastery, but nuns are at convents. Monasteries are for monks. So just pretend you guys don't notice that. The whole process was done in, I think, under 2 hours. I recorded my piece, left it with him for editing, and I can't remember how much longer later, but eventually at some point, he did come back to see me and give me my own copy of the CD, which is kind of funny right now because I don't have a CD player anymore. But I'm going to always keep this CD player or not because this was a fun little memory for me. And I was really happy when recently he got in touch with me and we just did a little chit chat, how you doing, caught up, and I asked him, hey, is this song on YouTube and can I have your permission to play it and talk about it? Boom, he sent me a link, it's on YouTube, I will put it below in the description, and I would really appreciate if some of y'all go check it out, give it a play, give it a like, give it a little attention. But right now, I'm just going to play for you the intro that I did for Obscurys.
During medieval times that followed the Great Plagues, I entered a monastery to become a nun, seeking absolution for my past sins. Staring at the new faces of the Brotherhood, once so warm in devotion to God. Now cold, dead, and vacant. Eyes that only look into oblivion. Having not finished the trials that would make me a true bride of God, now only the smoke, flame, and death of the attack, so fast and brutal, I alone was spared and left to the mercy of the mob.
Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself.